All right, looks like we are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to tonight's stream.
Hey, everybody.
Ooh, what's going on with the view here?
Weirdness.
Yeah, that is very weird. Can y'all hear us? If you can hear us, let us know in the chat because
We can.
There we go.
There it goes. Never mind. We can see the.
there
chat.
we go. Now we can see the chat. The view got real weird there. Let me see if there we go. That's better. That's not. That's gonna keep everything where I can kind of look at the. Nope, never mind. Okay, Jen says she can hear us. And Alan says almost slipped by me. Tonight's episode is brought to you by not these. All right, so guys, we were going to plan to do like a Q&A session on StreamYard, but apparently StreamYard gave me a hard time getting it set up. It's like saying that I need to get my YouTube active for streaming.
And it is.
I mean, we're doing it now, right? I mean, am I right?
Yeah.
Also, we've got a couple of guests in the studio with us tonight. We've got Katie.
Hello.
And Keanator 5000.
Bye.
Will brought some amazing family along to kind of hang out with us. It's a bit tinny, but it works. Well, you're a bit tinny, but it works.
Hello, Shade Tree. Hello, Life Anime Gaming.
So, guys,
Destination Stone. Jen.
this is going to be one of those things where y'all get to ask Will about his book. You're going to ask y'all can ask all the questions, get everything kind of out there to the public. You know, this is all about y'all. You know, this is all about Will's book, but mostly it's about y'all asking the questions that you have. And the dogs are just happy to hear that we're talking tonight.
Yes. You can ask all the things.
Hey, Bob. Yeah, the facehugger in the back is really cool. I've had that since I got the what was it? The A box.
I think so.
Yeah. So it was something weird. Yeah, I know you were with me when I got it, weren't you?
No, I think it was before my time.
It was before my time.
But anyway, guys, we're going to open the floor to y'all after we let Will talk about his book just a little bit. Go ahead, Will. Tell them about your book.
This is a story that I started way back in the Bronze Age, whenever I was in high school.
Do I have an OnlyFans? No, but I've got an OnlyHams. That's pretty funny.
That would be hilarious.
That's pretty
funny. Okay, that got derailed very quickly.
Pay $100 to see my lewds.
But this story is near and dear to my heart. I have a lot of
I'll pin that to the top.
Hey, Ms. Regina. It's near and dear to my heart because the main character I base loosely off myself. And he's the main character, Creon Athenon. He struggles with a dark secret. As you read, you'll get to see him struggle with that. And I base that off of my own struggle with depression and anxiety. So that's where the heart and soul comes into it. I've worked on this story since high school, and this is the third iteration. I've rewritten this thing 3 times. I didn't like the first 2 editions. I scrapped some characters that I used to have that just didn't make sense to the narrative. Sleeping.
What's going on, Sleeping Collectibles? Welcome to the stream.
And so, but this time, the way I've written it this time, I absolutely love it. So, and I think you will too. Those that have read it already are chomping at the bit for the second one to come out. Yes, I do have a supernatural tattoo, Sleeping.
And you can see that in his OnlyFans.
Yep. See, there it is. Booyah.
That's going to be like $15 a month.
Yes.
Did you have to pay just so you can see that again?
Team Winchester, baby. Woo! So yeah, that's the overall like backstory of the story. I'm planning at least 3 books. I've got so much content that I'm adding to it. The second book, I'm struggling with it right now because I'm introducing a lot more characters and it's hard to keep people engaged, but I think I'm handling it fairly well. I've got some of my beta readers, 2 are in the room right now with me. I give them little sneak peeks here and there and ask them what they think, and you know.
I'm 2 of those beta readers, by the way. I'm the 2. I count as 2 people because I always say that's awesome. Content diarrhea from the brain. Thank you, Katie.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the origins of the story. I have cultures from our world represented. We haven't actually seen them yet, but I do have like a Greco-Roman type civilization and nation called Thrastia. But they're kind of MIA. There's been rumors that the entire nation's everyone's just gone and no one knows where they went. The Ralithian Empire, they're part ogre, part human, and yes, they have layers.
Do they have layers?
They represent mostly like Eastern European, Slavic, like think Prague, the very cool and Gothic architecture that Prague has for those that are worldly and know that kind of thing. Yeah, I like jazz. Yeah, you have to be an adult. To be an adult, you have to have a liking of freeform jazz, if you remember that.
What was that from?
SpongeBob.
That's right.
Yep. So, like I said, the Ralithians, they're Eastern European, mostly Slavic kind of. I've got old world Persia represented in the south. Also have a combination of Korean, Japanese, and Chinese culture in Jade Hill, the Empire of Jade Hill. What else? I do have a nation called Ugante that's off in the west that represent the African peoples there. They are actually mentioned in the first chapter of the book, where they come. They send dignitaries for Creon's 21st birthday. So
that's pretty cool, Bob. He said his AA sponsor wrote the movie Romancing the Stone, and then he also says that he seems to be a more spiritual writer, inspirational quotes and such. That's really cool, Bob.
Nice. I do have a saying that the characters say in this book is actually pretty inspirational. I think, "May your wills go unbroken." So I think that's always.
And we got our first question of the night.
All right, Jim.
Demariel asks, have you drawn an actual map for your own reference, or is it kind of in your head?
Both. I don't know how exactly I'm going to have the main continent, Falia, like, I guess, formed, like in shape. But I do know that the continent of Kelnuria to the west is shaped very much like a tree, because the elves live over there, and it kind of makes little sense, you know.
Okay, it sounds really cool.
Also, another fun fact about the planet L'Oreal: it has 3 moons, so the oceans are actually pretty treacherous to cross because of the tides being pulled by 3 different moons. You think about that; the seas are going to be tumultuous. So I actually do have some sci-fi elements in here, and there's little tidbits here and there that hint to maybe a different kind of advanced civilization in certain on places on the planet. So that'll be something that'll pique your interest as well. Most life is on
moons because there are more moons. He's got a point. I mean, some planets may hit, and some moons may harbor life as we know it. You know, it's
exactly.
I mean, look at Matthew McConaughey. He went to 50 different moons.
All right. Specific inspirations. Okay.
That was a good question, Destination Stone.
Yeah.
Destination Stone says, who are your inspirations? Any specific writers? I know you read that and we're getting ready to answer, but I wanted to make sure that...
Tolkien is one of my big inspirations.
I kind of got that feel.
Yeah.
There wasn't a whole lot of walking in your book, but still, you know.
The epic scope of his world, Middle Earth, that he came up with, and how hard he went into the linguistics to create languages, that rich lore speaks to me, and that's what I try to do with my book series, is create as much lore and backstory of how things were and how they came to be. I actually go into the lineage of the Ralithians and how they came to be. Other writers, I'd say I feel bad for not fully remembering his name, but he's the author of the Narnia stuff.
Oh,
is it C.S. Eliot?
no,
No.
Lewis.
C.S. Lewis.
Yes,
That's what
C.S.
it
Lewis.
is. He
Hey,
is,
Off-World Adam.
he's a pretty good inspiration to me too. Hello, Off-World. Yeah, I'm definitely going to look into cartography of the entire world because I'm going to expand the world slowly but surely. I give everybody a glimpse of Kelnuria and what's going on their continent because everything is connected. I remember my first super fan when I first got these books printed. This guy I used to work with. He was trying so hard to find a plot hole, and he couldn't. And he was so frustrated. He's like, I'm going to find it. I'm like, no, you're not. I got all my ducks in a row, guy.
Hey, CB, what's going on?
CB.
Welcome to the stream. All right, so I think now that we've kind of given them a plot point, we're going to start opening the floor to some questions here.
Yes.
We've got 11 people watching. Y'all are free to ask questions. And again, at any point in time, we're going to try to make sure that your comment is highlighted here. The link for the book is up at the top on Facebook. If you have Facebook, go check it out. There's also links to kind of help support the book, and we can. Those questions are allowed as well. Like, how can I support the book? You know, any questions you have for Will, let us know.
The floor is open. In the meantime, you guys are cool.
Yeah, y'all are super awesome. We got 12 people watching, 12 likes. I love seeing when it matches.
Yeah.
Finally got to send some money. Let's check you need to check your fundage.
Oh, yep.
Hey, Ghost.
Thank you, Ghost.
Thank you for your support.
Indeed.
We're getting so close to the goal, guys.
Yep.
That's getting us closer.
That puts us up to 625.
Yeah, so Will's goal, and let's talk about, okay, on the topic of maps, where would you like to live for the rest of your life if you could move into your world?
Ooh. That is a good question. I think I would like to live in the Gildenwood where the elves live because it's beautiful there.
Now,
very beautiful.
From everything I've read, the Ralithian Empire really kind of speaks to me. That area there just feels like it would be home.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I'd like to go to a pub and punch someone with an iron gauntlet. I'll and fight a troll.
Yeah. Oof. Welcome, Oof. And let's see. Very simple Netflix. Just give this man a show.
Yep. Oof says it's very simple Netflix. Just give this man a show.
Can we tag them in this? That is the plan, everybody. Once I'm able to get new copies printed, I'm going to send one to Netflix because they are looking for new IPs.
Bob, that question, that one's kind of tough. I don't know if we can read that one out loud just because of the context.
Yeah. It doesn't affect me either way, to be honest.
Yeah. I know.
I've got ideas like blooming in my head like all the time. I just came up with another story idea, like
Bob's got me blushing.
a dark superhero supervillain story, and I was explaining it to my sister and Aaron, and they were both like, "Whoa!"
So
I like that Nimjin.
Yeah, that's been Jin's new nickname, Nimjin.
It works.
Yeah.
Anyone else with any burning questions?
Yeah, do you have any? Ufo wants to read.
Maybe I'll do that after we get some more questions in. Yeah. I could call Netflix up and see, but I'm pretty sure they would want to have like the material in their hands so they can actually review it properly. Because if I call like, "Hey guys, I got an idea," like they probably hear that like 20,000 times a day.
Yeah. So I've got a question for you.
Okay. Shoot.
When creating a character,
Mhm.
how do you usually base your characters? Like, do you just kind of, do you get where I'm coming from this?
Yeah,
basically,
if
how
I
do
base
you
them off of
build
people?
your characters, basically?
Okay.
And Bob's got a great question here. We'll answer next.
Okay. When I think of characters, as I've watched all sorts of different shows and movies over the years, and playing as a GM or a DM or storyteller or whatever in tabletop RPGs, it's given me a lot more insight of how characters are, what their motivations are, their quirks, everything that makes them tick. And I take one driving force that I kind of put into that character, and that's their main focus, and then I build off of that. It's like basically planting a seed, watching it start to grow, and then help it grow even further.
All right. I mean, that's really cool. I love that way. Also, Bob has a question here. He says, "Is there a synopsis that you made with the book?"
Yes, I have a loose synopsis on the back cover actually that I can read to everyone.
Yeah. Why don't you give him a synopsis here?
I'll let you guys check it out.
The light's gonna kind of,
There you go.
and it's also mirrored, so it's not gonna be like.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. It's a new webcam. I'm testing it out now.
Hey, Ewok. All right, everybody. Behold the world of L'Oreal, a fantastical place where amazing things occur. Follow Creon Athenon, the Prince of Raliath, as he struggles with a dark secret. A hooded man wielding a wicked gauntlet haunts his sleep. Tensions rise between nations as war looms on the horizon. And just what are the enigmatic keepers?
It's awesome.
Just a little tidbit there.
That's awesome. I like how you don't give away too much.
Yeah.
But you give away just enough to get people hooked.
Yep.
And I'm telling you right now, guys, I'm not a reader. I don't like reading. I absolutely, am not good at reading. Like, if you were to send me a book, yeah, I would try to read it. Bought this from Will, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this on vacation, maybe during my downtime, and I spent the entire vacation reading.
Get ready. It's coming.
Yeah, I'm waiting for he didn't even pay attention to my family.
And me,
but mostly my family.
Destination Stone has a good question.
Destination Stone, yes. That he says, have you ever considered promotional art?
I am actually. I'm working with a good friend of ours, Magical Nico Notes. She is in the process of making some prints for me for the campaign that I have for raising the money. And then after the campaign is over, I'm going to.
It happened.
Yep. I'm going to, once I get my website built up, I'm going to be able to have soft copies, hard copies, and I mean like editions like softback, hardback, and her prints as well for sale. But that's, stay tuned for that. That's coming down the pike there.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what Oofoof says here.
Oofoof says to have the show, there needs to be a storyboard. Mm-hmm. You need to know the actors you want for the job. I know from past experiences of pitching a show. Ooh.
Yeah.
And what would be the budget for the studio? So, okay, yeah. I'm tracking with you there. So, what show did you pitch off? Or what show did you pitch, Oof?
Yeah, I'm curious about that too. I've actually thought about that, and I've noticed, been watching some newer series that's on Netflix that are based off of books. I think one's called Shadow and Bone that just came out recently.
Yes.
It's really good. They bring in the author as an executive producer. So they really want it to stay as close to the true narrative of the story, and I think that's awesome that they do that.
Yeah, I really do too. I mean, they focus on the author's perspective rather than some director who read the cliff notes.
Yeah, I mean,
been there and seen that so many times.
That would be nuts. Thanks, Bob. I appreciate that. I give you just a little bit, enough to make you go.
Yeah.
So, and I also am a decent marketer. On my Facebook page, I have the first 3 chapters under the photos to read for free, for everyone to read for free. So I'll give you enough of the story to meet that you want the potatoes.
Yeah.
If you don't like potatoes. If you don't, then.
According to Destination Stone, we were supposed to get a film or show adaptation of The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. Never happened. We were also, so here's one of that. So I've read the Ringworld book. I read the first Ringworld book.
Yeah.
and we're supposed to get a show or movie version of Ringworld, and I was so excited for it, and Sci-Fi put it in development hell. Gotta make those stupid Sharknado.
Yeah, let's make Sharknado movies. Everyone loves those. I appreciate that, Ewok. That makes me smile.
All right, so we're opening the floor to more questions. If you have a question, like can you get a character made, anything like that, ask those questions.
Even if you want to know something as simple as how tall is the main character, or stuff like that.
I mean, you can ask questions. I mean, there's
okay.
Destination Stone's talking about the EO series. We tried pitching it to Adult Swim because it had the messed up kind of humor to learn in the field. That's really cool.
Nice.
That's really cool, Oof. So I'm looking to see if we got any questions here for a second. And then I used to be a printer in the Navy. Now the printing press on eBay is $500. The master plates are now Xerox at $2, and a case of paper is $20.
Yep.
Are you gonna cast me in the show?
Yeah, if you go to the tryouts, yeah.
Is there a calendar in the world, and what are their birthdays?
I haven't fleshed that out yet. I haven't got that deep into it, but yeah, they do have birthdays because the first chapter is Creon's 21st name day.
Sorry, I'm trying not to make too much noise.
Oh, you're good. But yeah, I'm sure if I were to ever get brought on, like to say Netflix to do a live action show or whatever, I would be part of the casting process. I'd probably sit in and be like, yeah, they're great. I like that person there.
Johnny Depp as.
If Johnny Depp was to go for a role on my show, I would. I don't know, dude. I would.
Kevin Smith as Creon.
No, no. I love Kevin Smith, but no.
Jason Mewes as Zhao.
Yeah, that would be funny.
That would be funny.
Sadie's always my co-author. Sadie's my little sweetheart.
It's kind of sad, Oof, but one day it'll happen, dude. One day.
Yeah, if they stick with it, man. If they're passionate about it, like I am with this book series, I won't lie. There have been times I wanted to call it quits. There were times I wanted to say, you know what, this is never going to go anywhere.
I'll just reach through the internet and slap you every time you say I'm calling it quits.
And this is before I even met you. I was like, man, this is never going to get off the ground. I'm never going to get the support I need to do this. But I never gave up.
Bob has another question. On average, how often or hours do you write a week?
Here lately, I did some writing today, but I'm kind of. He's dead.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon. Is Kevin Bacon dead?
I don't think so.
Oh, I was thinking of someone else.
No.
I was about to say, wait a minute.
Footloose is still alive.
But anyway, let's get into that question.
That would be cool, Alan. Lost my train of thought there. Oh yeah, my hours are right. I'd say more than halfway through the sequel already, Return of the Sages, but I don't write as much as I'd like to. When I get home from my job, I'm out in the heat in a coveralls like all day, so I'm pretty pooped when I get home. But on the weekends, I try to. Yeah, I try to write as often as I can. Like I said, I don't get to write as much as I want to, but I'm trying to work on marketing and get this campaign going. So to basically lay the foundation, so when I'm ready to get the second book printed, I will have all the funds I need, and I will have everything, all my ducks in a row, and it will launch effortlessly.
Yeah.
Because it's been a rocky road with the first book. But I'm just glad in today's age, it's a lot easier to get your name out there and get printed than it was 10 years ago. Okay.
That's pretty cool, Bob. But the next question comes from Shade Tree Hobbies, who says, "Will there be a RPG tabletop down the road?"
I would love that. I don't know about the logistics of doing that myself per se, but I know there's a lot of other companies out there that do a great job with making tabletop RPGs, and I would absolutely love to see that.
Yeah,
Could you imagine me as storyteller DM of my own series?
that would be really cool.
And I appreciate that, Oof.
There was a comment from Adam, apparently.
Yeah, if we missed something, please tell us, and we'll go back and look.
Oh, I see what's happening. Sorry, guys. My chat went back to Top Chat. So I'm coming back to see if there were any questions we missed. Top Chat, I'm trying to get Oofer here.
Okay.
So if we missed any of your comments, I do apologize. The thing went back to Top Chat. I saw the comment. Love that you came up with that. Okay, I see what happened there. Next comment we have, next question we do have is from Nemariel, who says, "Are you writing the books in order, or are you jotting ideas down for all the books? How wide does your plot range?" That threw me off there because English is such a fun language, and if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm writing them in order, and I'm writing notes down for the entire series because, like I said, everything is interconnected. The plot, there's plots, subplots, a lot of plots.
Yeah,
lots of plots.
And Destination Stone says, "What about a live-action trailer, kind of like how Skyrim did?"
That would be epic. It would have to be like professionally done because the effects and stuff, I would not be able to do that myself, for sure.
Let's see. I think you might want to consider and just hear me out. Possibly working with Disney. I mean, say what you want about them, but if have you seen their shows? They have the quality like.
Yeah, I've been watching the Marvel stuff, and I'm loving Loki so far.
Yeah. Hey, Autobot, what's going on?
Autobot.
So for those of y'all that are coming in just now or haven't had a chance to say anything, we're actually asking this gentleman right here, William H. Grimmsley, the author of The Keeper's Gambit.
Yep.
We're covering up
Tome of Knowledge.
You're covering up the other half of that because the original name was The Keeper Chronicles, Tome of Knowledge.
Yep.
And unfortunately, we were a little late to the title there.
Yeah, I discovered another author already has that, The Keeper Chronicles, coined and
Trademark.
Copywritten.
Copyrighted.
So I had to change it.
See.
But thank you. Aaron here is actually the genius behind the cover art.
Yeah, I did the cover. I actually designed the cover art.
Look at that. Isn't that nice? If you look closely without the glare, she has 3 crescents in her eyes. And there is a reason. It's not a reflection either.
Look at that again. I want to see how.
Came out good.
Yeah, it did. I kind of have to work on that next time I do.
Yeah. Because it kind of blends in with the white. But
yeah,
still.
But that doesn't blend in. It just stands out a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's kind of how you wanted it, was the standing out.
Yeah, I didn't want it to seem like a reflection because it's not a reflection. Okay. More questions.
So let's see. Jen wants you to channel your inner main character and give us a quote. And I will pull the mic over to you a little bit so they can.
I'm trying to think. Way to put me on the spot there, Jen. I don't know.
Any main character.
I would say I can't alter my tonal range of my voice, but I'd say the King Root, Creon's adopted father. He's a big burly man, so he's gonna have one of those deep gravelly voices, And I think he's gonna have an accent. I'm just not sure yet. Maybe I'll leave that up to the actor later on that portrays him.
Hey, 100K.
Thanks, CB.
Yeah, thank you, CB.
So, yeah, there's really nobody that I can emulate because, I can hear their voices in my head, but I can't emulate them. I don't know why. I know I could do voices, but that one's tough for me to do, and it is a tricky one. You're right. So
let's see. Hey, 100K, how's it going? Good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
And yeah, oof, I agree. I really agree. Disney with Marvel, they know what they're doing, man. They're blazing the trail there for epic stories and interconnected weavings of storylines. They inspire me too. The Marvel movies do.
Yeah, I will say the Marvel Cinematic Universe really has opened my eyes to a lot. Like,
Oh yeah,
I mean, I never read comics growing up.
I read some here and there.
I mean, I would pick up one or two, but it was never like.
Yeah.
I mean, but when the Marvel Cinematic Universe came out, I became more involved with those characters. Yeah, I knew that. I knew that story.
All right. Any other questions you guys might have?
Maybe a YouTube Red series might give you more freedom, just something to think about.
Yeah.
I mean, we can actually design it and push it.
If all else fails.
Me. Yeah. But again, the floor is open. Y'all come in and chat. Y'all just.
Was ist das?
Oh, Palmetto Bug.
Yeah.
You.
All right,
Yeah,
Ernest.
A YouTube Red series would be something we could probably work on.
Yeah.
I mean, considering the fact we're working on an idea now for a show, I mean, that's the thing is a lot. The floor is open. Y'all have any questions at all? Yeah, that's true. Script changes are terrible, but I don't want to take away from yours, but we are working on that series right now, that horror series.
Yeah.
I got to get with you two to start kind of coming up with ideas for like filming dates to do things.
Yeah. Hopefully not on days where it's like we become liquid death outside.
We would probably do it later in the afternoon, to be honest.
Yeah.
But if you could pick a screenwriter to write your book for the screen, who would you pick?
See, I don't really know a lot of screenwriters. That's one thing that I need to get better versed on.
You know my answer.
No.
The man, the myth, the legend, the greatest director and screenwriter ever, and also the best lead actor in the same movie.
Oh God, not Tommy Wiseau.
Yes, Will. You have to let him in, Will.
God, I think he would botch this badly.
This is a good book. I want to make movie. Why won't you let me make movie?
All the characters would say, "Oh hi," every time they walk into a room.
I got some liquid for you.
Okay, producer, director. Honestly, I would like to work with Zack Snyder. I like his work. I watched his cut of the Justice League, and I loved it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that would be good. Snyder
would be interesting too.
Tim Burton would make it.
Tim Burton would have a very, very unique,
surrealist kind of spin on it. Oof Oof does have a question here. Will it have a good ending, or a bad ending, but somewhat good ending?
Oh, hi, Mark. Oof gets it.
Oof gets it.
Hey, NASCAR fan, gamer, welcome. Good ending.
Yeah.
I haven't really worked that out yet. I haven't seen look that far ahead yet. I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna have the whole fairy tale ending. Everyone lives happily ever after. I know I'm not gonna do that, but I'm not gonna.
George R.R. Martin.
No, I'm not going to do that either. I'm not going to go on the other end and like everybody dies except for one character. I'm not going to.
Nobody liked.
Yeah, I know, right? So yeah, that's. I really don't know the ending yet. I just know it's going to be an epic ride. Good evening, Andy.
Hey, Andy, what's going on? Jen, I saw your message and I don't get it.
He doesn't get it.
All right. Some endings can't be happy. Andy, what's going on? Welcome to the stream tonight. And NASCAR Fan Gamer, welcome as well. The movie that Bob was talking about was Super 8.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
It's a good movie.
Bob Gray asks, what's the process to write a book? My process, I treat it like I'm watching an episode of a show or a movie scene. I try to envision all of the details of the surrounding area, what my characters are wearing, their moods, all of that. I try to soak in as much of that image in my head, and then I write it out. I do not partake, Bob. So I guess it doesn't help me because I don't partake. So
Oof says it might if it's integrity.
nah, no. On a computer, destination. He asks, do you mainly write on a computer or on paper? The first book, I actually was doing both, but I learned that that's like double work because once I write it on paper, I have to go back and type it back in.
Yeah.
Which my wonderful sister Katie helped me out get the rest of that typed out because I was like, I can't do this because I'm not that great of a typer, never have been, but I've gotten better over the years. Yeah, soaking in moments, exactly.
Albert wants to know who's William. This is William.
It's me. I'm that guy known as me. And I has a book I've written.
Also, Andy says awesome news on the book.
Yes. We are sitting currently at 625 out of the 2,000 goal I have set.
So let's talk a little bit about your
Campaign.
So, we're doing this the traditional way rather than going through like Kickstarter or GoFundMe or other things like that.
Yeah, it's a Kickstarter-esque thing. I have rewards depending on how much you donate. I'm about to put the link right now in the chat. Give me a second.
Will's page posts are public. That's right.
Yes.
William H. Grimmsley's posts are public on the link above. You can go there and check it out. Subscribe to it, or follow it, not subscribe.
Follow it, like it.
Yeah, follow it, like
please.
it. That's where you're gonna get most of the notifications. He's working on getting his channel going.
And there is the link right there. Once it pops up.
Yeah, you don't need a Facebook to look at it. You can go and look at it. Is that link for the?
That's for the campaign.
Bob wants to know if you make a lot of money. Will you have a lot of girls?
Probably not. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm a one lady man. I'm not a ladies man.
Yeah, I couldn't be a ladies man. I can barely handle the lady I'm married to. I'm waiting for that comment to pop up in the chat.
But the link will take you to the rewards. There are 6 tiers. Let's see.
Hey, Calla, happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday to you. Let's get some happy birthdays in the chat for Calla, everybody.
I'll bring the mic back a little bit so they can see the xenomorph too, because that's what's drawing in the viewers, I believe. As soon as I covered it up, we lost a couple.
We got 11 people, 14 likes so far. Awesome sauce in a can. No, I know how to spot the gold diggers.
So happy birthday, Bob.
Oh, nice. Happy birthday, Bob.
That's really cool. I like, we don't get like double birthdays often in the group.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Should I go over the
Yeah, let's go over it a little bit.
Okay.
So the reward system, and I would have an infographic popped up here. Bob says 54. Not bad, Bob. Not bad.
All right. It's very much like Kickstarter's format. When let's say you want to donate to tier 6, which is $100, you would get everything in that category and everything below on the lesser amounts. So tier 1 is just $1. You'll get a personalized thank you note from moi. Tier 2 is $10. You get a Draconic Travel bookmark featuring artwork by myself, which I need to get on the ball and trying to get that graphic made up so I can go get those made at some point. Tier 3 is $20. Page status, and page means, like page, squire,
Yeah.
etc. You get a softback edition of Tome of Knowledge and your name featured on the acknowledgments page. I'm going to have one of those. Tier 4 is $40 Squire status. You get a personalized signature, which means, like, I'm going to autograph every single copy that goes out, but I'm going to personalize this one. I'm going to, say something that's unique to you. And you get a special numbered edition of the book. So you will have like a special edition of that copy. Tier 5 is $60 Lieutenant status. Limited edition print of 1 of 3 characters from the book. And artwork will be my good friend Magical Nico Notes. Go check her out. Tier 6 is, like I said, $100 Knight Captain status. Hardback edition of the book with alternative cover art by me. Signed limited edition prints of both Creon, the main character, and her dragon companion Raziel by me and the artist of whoever does it. Which I think Magical Nico Notes is in the process of doing those, but she says she may not be able to do the dragon, which is totally understandable. So whoever the author will be, the artist will be for that, they will sign those prints. And that's the tiers, guys.
That's pretty awesome.
So if you can't remember all that, find that link and it'll take you straight to it. I saw some comments and or questions.
We got any questions?
I think so. Or a comment there. Andy says he's planning on
like
buying a copy soon. He likes the option of
the hardback or softback.
of a hard copy. Yep.
Is that it's like another language? How can one assemble that?
Can you elaborate on that, Bob? What exactly is like another language?
I'm looking to see if we had the names of the characters.
Creon is actually from Greek mythology. He was a king. I can't really remember what story. But I do use a lot of inspiration from Norse names. Like the king's name is Rutjorn. It's very Viking sounding,
Yeah, it's got a very Nordic sound to it.
Even though they're like Eastern European.
Yeah.
But I try to take a lot of true linguistics and put my twist on them. Is basically what I do. Yeah, the settings, the old-timey words, I guess. Yeah.
You need me to move the mic stand down a little bit so you can see?
No, it's good. Let's see. Avenon is just a name that just kind of popped into my head. And I was like, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Like House Avenon. It sounds, I don't know, just like, it's almost like this is a real world and it's being transmitted through space and into my head.
I mean, I like the concept that you came up with. You created something that wasn't, stereotypical fantasy.
I do take staples from fantasy like elves,
Yeah.
dwarves, and all that, and I put my own spin on them. Like ogres in my series aren't big bumbling idiots. I mean, there's a dumb one in every race in the world, but these ogres are actually pretty well organized. They have their own settlements. They have their own trades that they do, the whole nine. So I go with like I said in the book, it goes into the lineage of how the origins of the Ralithians came to be. Okay, let's see. Used to buy paper books, but they try to fall apart. Third and fourth.
Yeah, I was reading that one too, and then
yeah.
So let's see what's good. Chad Tast. Hey, Chad
Chad.
Tast. What's going on, man?
I'm glad you like the sound of it. As I was gonna continue to say, elves, for instance, they're very much like the elves from Lord of the Rings. They're very fair and they're immortal as long as sickness or they're not murdered, basically.
Yeah.
But these guys are derived from the Ents, the tree herders, like you see in Tolkien lore. So they're very plant-like. Like the older elves will have like moss for hair, or they'll have like tree bark on their ears, or in patches on their body. Some of them will have flowers, and they're so in tune
really cool
with nature that they can influence it. Like there's a region of the Gildenwood where they keep it looking like autumn all the time because they love the colors. And they also don't need to physically consume food to live. They photosynthesize like plants do. The illegal ogre traits in 1999.
Let's see.
Okay, Ewok says, hearing you speak about what you have created has made me want to look back on what I've written so far. That's awesome, man. I won't lie. I met someone years ago who's no longer an acquaintance of mine, but she inspired me to get back into writing, and I'm glad that I'm able to do that for other people. If you're passionate about it, man, just go for it. Really dig deep into your characters and your world, and it'll go from there. Years and years ago, I didn't have as much depth as I do now. And like I said, watching these epic MCU films and shows come out has helped me along a good bit of the way. Yeah, autumn all the time. That would be nice and cool, especially where we live. I would love to have it autumn all the time. I used to love summer, but not so much anymore. Okay.
Owen Vincent Peale sustaining me about the USS Orion for 2 years.
Chad says, nice, finally the ogres have a brain. It was funny at first. Yeah, they still have, the appearance as you would think an ogre would, broad forearms, tall. They're very thick-skinned. Like, it takes very sharp and durable weapons to pierce their flesh. And they actually have, in their region, they have an ore there that's called iron bark. It looks like tree bark, but it's so hard. Like, there is a branch of the Ralithian military known as the Ironclad Legion. And they have built these massive suits of armor that you have to be able to activate the ogre blood in your veins to wield the armor properly, or it will kill you.
Huh. I like that. That's really
the
cool.
Ironclad Legion, they are like the tip of the spear for the Ralithian forces. They're awesome. I can't wait to see that on screen one day.
Yeah. And Chad Tastic says, I would love a copy of this book. I will send the donation sometime in July. You have my support, man.
I really appreciate that, Chad. You won't regret it.
There is an iron tree or ironwood. I have climbed one. That's pretty cool, Bob.
Nice.
I know we talked about major characters last time, but how about secondary characters? Any cameos you'd like to have for them if they were in a movie?
Secondary characters. Yeah, there's a few secondary characters that I would love to see. Old man Seamus, he would be great because he's like the city drunkard, but he's a harmless one. And he likes to sing sea shanties and stuff because he was a sailor back when the seas weren't so tumultuous for him. But he got too old and he couldn't handle it anymore, so he just works at the docks now in the Ralithian port at Pendris, the capital city. So I would love to see Old Man Seamus in there. And there's a couple of other little pages and squires that work alongside one of my main characters, Farron, that I would like to see in there.
I bet so, Bob. Now I remember now that ironwood, I dropped a piece of firewood on my toe and it hurt like hell. I bet.
What else is something else? Okay. Jen further asks, so who would you like to play him then? Old Man Seamus. Who?
Woody Harrelson?
He would be a good fit, I think.
Willem Dafoe.
Another good, viable option. I'm trying to think of somebody that would really nail that role.
You know, have you ever watched Shameless?
I know who you're talking about.
William H. Macy.
Yeah,
William H. Macy would make a good one because he plays a drunk
yeah.
just so well in that, and it works so well. Like you actually feel like he's actually like a drunk deadbeat kind of guy.
Yeah.
Are there any mythical weapons in your universe? I am a huge Lord of the... Chadtastic asks us. We'll get to that question after you finish answering that, but you said you really didn't have a solid character lead.
Mm-mm. I would be interested to see who would audition for that role. I would love to see that.
But Chadtastic wants to know, are there any kind of mythical weapons in your universe? I am a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I am actually hoping to buy a Sting replica soon, in fact.
Nice.
Because that is one of my favorite mythical weapons.
Later on, there will be a group of people, a race of people that only they can artfully wield these swords. And I draw inspiration from none other than Sephiroth's sword from Final Fantasy VII. How long that katana is. They're going to be called crescent blades, and only these people can wield them properly because everyone else, they're going to be very... I'd say maybe the elves would be one of the only races that could probably wield these weapons properly, but not as good as these people that basically created them. And I would say, yes, there are some other mythical weapons that some of the characters, only they can wield those weapons. I don't have any names for them yet. I don't know if I'm going to name those, but they will be mythical weapons.
And then to follow that up, I see that Destination Stone says, that's a good question, Chad. What about mythical creatures?
Of course, there's one that's already in like the first chapter, a dragon. And I based this dragons, or all the dragons really, because you're going to meet more later. If any of you have seen Dragonheart, the movie,
Yeah.
it's the
Sean Connery as the dragon.
yeah, it's the Western style dragon, all 4 arms and wings, not like their arms or their wings, and
So not like some of the. So there are. I'm trying to remember which. It's like Eastern European dragons are like wingless or wings with
yeah, just
like 2 legs.
Yeah, talking about like England, Scotland.
Yeah, the Welsh
area.
dragon kind of.
Yeah. And their necks aren't like incredibly long. They're less serpent, I guess.
Bob says swords scare him.
The keepers themselves are kind of mythical. They are. I don't think I've seen anything like them in a fantasy story yet. They're like, you'd have to. I might read the prologue here before we wrap this up tonight.
Definitely.
Give you an idea of what the keepers look like. Okay. Yeah, we're the unique, Chad. Yeah. Jen asks, are there any new mythical creatures, like ones you made up or obscure ones that actually exist? There actually is a serpent-like creature called the Vrogonak that gets introduced later. It's like a lesser drake, I guess you could say. It can't fly, but it's and its blood is very toxic. But they're worshippers of the Vrogonak. They actually drink a little bit of the Vrogonak's blood to commune with it, and it affects their bodies in a way. And these are like desert nomad people.
Yeah.
But it changes their eye color to like a pallid yellow. So they're called the Maldoin. Okay.
Let's see. I see Bob wants to know what you eat for imagination. That's actually I actually do like that question. That's really good.
Huh.
And Jen said, "Wow, that sounds deadly."
Yeah.
Like, is there a certain G-Force? What's going on?
G-Force. Chad, I'm glad you're hyped. I'm hyped, man. Jen said she missed all of that.
Yeah, because of the dogs.
What did you miss? My answer to your question with the new mythical creatures?
I think it was kind of a mix, about the mythical creatures you had in there.
Okay.
But that's okay. She said it's okay. We don't have to go back to that one. But like anything in my is there any meal in particular that really kind of helps get your creative juices flowing?
Comfort food, like I love Italian food and Mexican food. I really like
those two. Kind of really, you can sit there and like eat a meal and sit there in the restaurant and kind of think.
Mm-hmm.
This would be a good like pub kind of.
Yeah. Also, Irish fare food is really good. Like every time we go to this pub that we go to called the Madrua, it's just such a good vibe every time you go in there. I don't know what it is. It's the wood, I think.
Yeah.
The dark wood and the dim lights and
just that traditional Irish pub look.
Yeah, man, it's awesome.
Chad Tastic has a good question here for you. He says, "Is there any gold-like people in your stories? Ones from the outer reaches of the cosmos."
Are you talking about the Anunnaki? I think you're referencing the Anunnaki there, Chad. If you are, then yeah. Yes, there's some cosmic stuff going on. Oh, godlike. Yeah. Oh, yes. There are some like divine beings.
I was trying to figure out what he meant by gold-like people.
I knew what he was talking about though, because that was a good reference in my mind, because the Anunnaki supposedly came to our planet over 400,000 years ago and needed gold to repair their atmosphere, according to Zechariah Sitchin. With the Sumerian cuneiform tablets. But yeah, there is some awesome divine presence as the story goes on.
Yeah.
The keepers are kind of like divine in their own right. Somebody's bored.
Oh.
Why don't you go out there and say hi? I think Cal's home.
Yeah.
Yep.
400,000 years ago is old.
Oh yeah. Ancient even.
Once every 100,000 years or so.
Actually, I did have the prologue to the second book posted, but I'm gonna have to go back and put that on there again. Xavier,
what's going on, bro?
I might have to repost that, even though people haven't even read the first book yet. I think like it shows an insight into some of the divine presences. Hey, we're here talking about this gem right here. I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, doing good,
How about
bud.
you?
Doing good.
Basically, Chad, to add on, the action in my story, think of medieval warfare mixed with martial arts, because I do have a martial arts discipline called Shinuku, which means great fist, that my main character knows. And later on, there's energy manipulation and very anime type fighting that I describe and have. So I think that's going to draw in a bunch of people. My story has a little bit of everything for everybody. So, oh, nice.
That really does. That sounds awesome.
Oh man, wait till you guys read, like, I think it's chapter 3 or chapter 2. I can't remember. I think it's chapter 2, the end of chapter 2. Raziel, the dragon, uses his true breath weapon, is what they're called. And he uses the power of entropy. Basically, he draws in the life of everything around him, condenses it into a very single compacted point, and then releases that energy. And it's devastating. It's a devastating power that he has. Oh, nice, Bob.
That's pretty cool, Bob. And Chad says the collector side is just my hobby. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting lightly into collecting.
It's a good it's a good stress reliever.
I've seen some things I wanted to buy, but I'm like, nope, can't get it. I got other things to do
Yeah.
first. So yeah, I think that the action in the story is really going to sell it. Pets. Jen asks, how about pets? Are there pets in your book? I haven't really thought about pets. I don't consider Raziel one because he is a sentient being and he's a companion. He's not a pet.
If you think about it, if someone has a pet octopus, isn't that kind of a sentient being? They can do math.
But they're not cosmic like my dragons are.
Yeah. Chad Tastic says he loves this because it's like a mix of everything, man.
Exactly. Like I said, I even have a little bit of romantic tension for the romance people out there. Familiars, probably. There's probably going to be some familiars there.
So Bob says he's never had a pet, so he couldn't write about it.
I've had pets, so.
Yeah. Is there any dark matter subjects or instances in your books? Is what Bob wants to know.
Oh yes, there's dark realism, and the dark side of things. It's very, very. It's a dark fantasy, I would say.
Yeah, I mean there's some pretty graphic moments in your book that really just bring it home. Just
Oh yeah.
how bitter this battle is going. You know.
Oh yeah. There's gonna be there's some things.
Oh no, like the real dark matter.
Dark
Okay,
matter.
so I get what he's saying. Like, basically the heavy matter
as an energy source.
Yeah, energy source.
Kind of. I wouldn't say exactly. There's like black holes and other cosmic stuff that happens. Oh yeah, there's dragons. Yeah, Creon rides Raziel a lot. He's big enough to support several adult people. Yes, I love Paolini's series, but I hated the movie Aragon because they ruined it.
I never watched it, so
It ruins it.
I had to bring it.
I had to. But yeah, I mean I do kind of like Jeremy Irons as his mentor. I can't remember his name. It's been years since I read it. But he doesn't really fit the character. Like, he's supposed to be this old, wizened man. He's not like a man in his mid 40s. He's supposed to be like old.
Yeah.
But they were petitioning no worries, Chad. They were petitioning to redo the movie, do a reboot and do it right, but I haven't seen anything new about that in the last few years. Oh, nice, Bob. But yeah, Raziel is a rideable dragon. Let's see. The Relithians ride these, bigger horses because they're bigger people. If they rode like a normal sized horse, it would strain them pretty badly.
Yeah.
So think of like Clydesdale sized horses on a battlefield.
Huge horse.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Any other companions?
How is the dragon trained?
Actually, the dragons they have their own planet and their own civilization. And I'm gonna give you guys a little spoiler. The dragons have two forms. They have the dragon form. You can't pivot. No, if you whip these guys, you would be in a world of hurt afterward. And they have humanoid forms.
That's pretty cool.
And they can literally travel interdimensionally on their own will. They can just, boom, do it. They use archaic runes that they have that they trace onto the ground or any surface that they want to use, and it creates a portal and they go through. Yeah, I love doing Gollum every now and then. I love to break Gollum out at the most random times, especially when someone's talking about potatoes. What's potatoes all? I love Gollum. Andy Serkis is awesome.
He played that character really well.
Yes, he did.
All right. So we've got 10 people watching, 16 likes tonight, which is really high for a non-gaming stream.
Like a talk show. This is a talk show.
Yeah.
So would you guys like to hear about a keeper? I have a pretty imaginative brain. I always have. I always have stories in my head all the time. There's another, like, on my book page, I've got another story called Death's Breath that I'm eventually going to finish writing too. It's a very dark realism. It's like, witchcraft, voodoo, takes place around New Orleans. Pretty interesting stuff. Very inspired by season 3 of American Horror Story. I love that season.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that season. So if you guys want, I will read the prologue. It's only a few pages.
Yeah, I think that would be
About 5 pages.
I think that would be a good thing to do, and then we can start wrapping this up here in a little bit.
Yeah. Let's put what would be a good emoji if they want to hear the prologue?
If you want to hear the prologue, let's get the dab emoji going.
Yeah.
The coughing emoji, this emoji that we use for dab parties. Here.
You guys throw me a dab party even though I don't dab.
Yeah, let's get a dab party going. Get a dab party going, and if you can get that dab party going and we get enough dab emojis in this,
I'll read the prologue.
We'll get the prologue read.
And I would do it in Meatwad, but no one would get any of the story. They would be laughing too hard like we did last time. Just put his like I said, I take staple creatures from fantasy and I put my own spin on every one of them. Even if it's minute, it's still enough to make them unique to my story and my world. Dab party is that emoji right there, Bob. Of course, Gollum wants the brushes. He needs it.
Always like that cough that he does. Yeah.
He literally says Gollum. That's why they call him that.
All right, there we go. There we go.
Oh, we get some more dabs.
The babushka just threw out some dabs.
She dropped the dab. All right, any more dabs? Can we get any more? Because if not, you'll have to go on my page and read it yourself. But you can still do that. That'd be great. Share it. Thanks, Bob. I am a father, so thank you. Okay, Chad, shoot. CB with some more dabs.
I think that gives us enough time, but we'll get Chad's question in there, and then we'll end the stream with a question about your fundraiser.
Yep.
I definitely want to bring that up, and I definitely want to make sure we get some eyes on that.
Indeed.
Including the links for it. So, as soon as we can get a chance, we'll pop up that link and get everything going there.
Pop it up, pop it down, pop it sideways.
You should read the prologue as Mr. Herbert.
Oh God. I would need like a bottle of water to keep my mouth moist. Because having to do that.
It dries your mouth out so much.
Yeah, it does.
I can't do it. That's like one of the things I can't do.
I started to figure out how to do that years ago, and then I started watching Family Guy, and I was like, I knew that I was learning how to do that for a reason.
Exactly. I've been watching.
To sound like that creepy guy.
Like the ring that helped Gollum live for over 500 years, is there anything in your world that stops the aging process? Ooh, that is a great question.
That is interesting, Chad, because there is. I don't want to give away too much information about this character. But I won't give you the name. I won't tell you where he comes from. Yes, indeed. There is a character that was ill conceived, shouldn't have happened. This character tragically is born every morning, grows up during the day, and then dies at night, and has to repeat the process over and over again. But then that character is very strong, and the main character is going to need his help one day with something, so he figures out a way to have it to where he stops when he's at his strongest. And he manages to do that, and I won't tell you how. So, yeah.
Awesome. So, I think now that we've gotten through that question, we'll go ahead and do the prologue, or read the prologue here.
Yes. Are you guys ready?
I believe they are. We'll give them like a couple. It takes about like 10 seconds for a response. So
yeah.
Wow, that is so dark and cruel, and it's really cool though.
Yeah.
And we got Bob as the gun monkey.
All right, let's get into it, guys.
So is that a hammer monkey? I can never tell what he's carrying.
Looks like a hammer.
Let's see what it says. It'll tell us what it is if you highlight over. Yep, everybody's ready.
Okay. Prologue. The Council. The tension was so thick in the great room that it could be cut with a knife. The keeper's arrival was imminent. A large, single door hissed opened and receded into its slot within the wall. A group of several figures entered the large and round room in a rank-and-file manner. Men and women clad in flowing hooded robes hurriedly gathered around the arc of a circular table whose center was hollow. Worry claimed their hearts, for they knew ill tidings were synonymous with the coming of the keepers. The fear was evident in many forms: shuddering of breath, nervous tapping of fingers, and the constant twitching of heads, desperate to find something distracting enough to focus upon or observed. The gentle but low glow from the room's lighting provided no comfort, casting long shadows across the space. Panic reared its horrid head. "How long must we wait? Do any of you understand why we're here?" one hooded man asked at length, his throat corded with fright. "No one knows for certain, but speculation has reached my ears. As I am sure you've heard the rumors, one of us have..." A woman whose voice strained from breaking began to answer. Her words were cut off by a sudden occurrence. Within the hollow of the table, a visible ripple like that of a pebble striking a puddle spread vertically in the air. An unseen force pulled harshly at everything, drawing all toward the ripple. The adverse effect occurred immediately afterward. The force jettisoned everything away from its source. Those gathered braced themselves, but nearly lost their grip and were buffeted by a jarring sensation. The room grew deathly silent. Then a literal rip in the air appeared, precise and ever-growing. A dark and seemingly formless hand slowly grasped from within the rip. A terrifying yet wondrous form emerged. Glimmering points of light twinkled inside the tear as the creature manifested. A peculiar humming sound reverberated throughout the room as the tear closed. The group's fear rose to near shock as they beheld the keeper. Its overall form resembled a man's frame, but looked more like a living shadow. Features such as hair, eyes, a nose, and mouth were easily visible despite its inexplicable composition. At times, its body seemed to flicker and fluctuate like a campfire. Closer examination of the body revealed a resemblance to smoke. 2 horns curved along its scalp, and wings similar to a dragon's slowly unfurled from its shoulders. Its eyes and mouth, when opened, shone like bright white starlight. "There is one among you, one who has broken a most sacred law. This defiance of obedience shall not be tolerated. Come forward now, and your punishment shall not be as severe," the keeper decreed slowly. Its voice was deep, monotone, and emotionless. "What if no one comes forward, my lord?" one woman asked carefully. "I am no lord," the keeper growled. It turned its gaze toward the woman. Before she could even complete her thought to reply, an unseen force collided with her, sending her reeling violently into the far wall. Her body lay crumpled where it fell. Dread rose swiftly across the room. "I mean no disrespect, keeper, but I am also curious. I believe she worried of our fates, those of us who are innocent," a brave spokesman addressed carefully. He met the keeper's unwavering gaze and awaited a reply. The others cringed when the keeper shifted to answer. If there are indeed those who have no knowledge of or share no affiliation with the guilty, then you have but one choice. Abdicate your station and power, or cease to be, the keeper retorted stonily. You would destroy us all? To find the one responsible? The spokesman queried further. The rest of the table's occupants flinched once more as the keeper drew closer. Corruption has corroded this place. It is far too late for absolution. It must be cleansed. I offer you your lives. Mercy is a boon we rarely bequeath. If you wish to prove your innocence, then do so by relinquishing your power here, the keeper stated, and scanned the room and most cowered when its gaze fell upon them. The brave one waited a moment before resuming. I believe I speak for us all, but we shall abdicate. Will you allow us to choose where we desire to go? The keeper loomed there, contemplating the request. The silence became quite uncomfortable. Then it finally spoke. I shall allow this. Our business here is concluded. You may go. Most of the group scurried toward the exit, save for two who remained at either arc of the table. Few approached the motionless body near the wall, but the one furthest away from the keeper assured he'd see to her body. The room fell silent once more. All that remained were the keeper, the spokesman, and the one across from them. Is there something you wish to discuss further? The keeper queried. Can we trust your word, keeper? The man furthest away brazenly asked. I could end you here and now if you so desire it, the keeper challenged. Of that I have no doubt, but no, I don't want to die just yet, the brazen one replied calmly as he made his way toward the fallen woman. The keeper made a sound similar to a grunted scoff and opened another tear in the air. We shall meet again, the keeper warned as it entered the rift and vanished. The brave spokesman turned his attention to the brazen one. He watched the brazen one collect their fallen comrade from the floor. He sighed, thinking about the harsh way she died, a very undignified way. He called to the brazen man as the door hissed open. So, where shall you go? Haven't decided. What about you? The brazen one asked in return. Perhaps a forest, so I can listen to the imps babble on about their days as saplings, the spokesman responded with a smile. Quaint. Say, the spokesman began. The brazen man asked. He had turned his head back toward the table. Did something seem off about the keeper? The spokesman queried. He stared ahead into the table's hollow. What do you mean? The brazen one wondered. Nothing. Never mind, the spokesman said dismissively. Very well, suit yourself, the brazen one scoffed as he walked away. The spokesman remained alone in the great room for a time, pondering how severe the situation was. There had not been a cleansing in a very long time. What sacred law did the culprit break? Why was it committed? Who did it and to what end? Many more questions followed, and all the while he continued to leer at the area where the keeper had been. And scene. That is the prologue of The Keeper's Gambit, Tome of Knowledge. Hope you enjoyed.
Mr. Gina says, I can't wait to get it. I can't wait to get it. Get that. It sounded so good to read. You read it. Sorry, I'm getting a little tired here, so my reading's getting a little terrible. It sounded so good to read it. You got me want to read the book. I can't wait.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Bob
I
says,
always
yay.
get excited whenever I reread it. I'm just like,
CB says nice. Jen loved it. CB loves it.
thanks, guys.
All right, guys. So, real quick before we call it a night, let's talk a little bit about the campaign to raise some funds for this.
I'm about to put the link in there now.
Don't you like how PayPal just shuts?
Yeah, it's just like, no, you're not getting anything.
It was like, don't try this. Andy says he definitely wants to get the book now. That's really awesome, Andy.
I'm glad to hear that.
We
Andy.
appreciate that.
All right. Here. Sorry, Chad. You can read the next two chapters, though, on my Facebook page. But here is my PayPal link. You can donate as much as you want. I've got Chad hooked. like I said earlier, I said the tiers 1 through 6 goes from $1 to up to $100. You will be rewarded if you donate. All I ask, if you can't donate, which is totally fine if you can't, just please share it. Share it as much as you can, even if it annoys all your friends and family. Just do it anyway. For my sake. So I really want to read this book, guys. Let's get it out there. Donate $1 or $2.
Yeah, anytime you can promote the book or anything like that. I'm gonna pin this to the top now.
Replace pinned.
Yeah, there we go. 1 second, Jen. Your message got covered up by the notifications there. Jen wants to know, when does the campaign end?
Halloween. So we have plenty of time. Yeah, if I get the money before then, I will end the campaign. But I'm keeping it open until Halloween.
And anytime y'all have questions about the book, I'm always streaming Wednesday through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Will is usually in my chats for most of those, except for like the Tuesday one, because that happens while you're working.
Yep.
Thanks,
Chad.
Chad, thank you. That's super awesome. We are at, what was your goal? What were you at? You were at 625.
625 now. Yep. 625 out of 2.
We're gonna be trying to do more things like this to promote the book and get it going. And Will's also working on getting his own channel started up so that he can start like promoting the content a little bit, as well as making some other content outside of this.
Yep.
In the meantime, we will be working on other projects as well. You got me hooked, as Mr. Gina says. You got me hooked to want to read the book.
That's the whole plan, Mr.
I'm telling you, that story well enough alone is. And I'm thinking about doing maybe like a raffle or something like that, or like a giveaway here soon to kind of help promote the book.
That would be great.
I'll talk with you more about that once we start planning out a couple of things. Once we start getting like to the halfway point of the goal, we'll start picking out some items to do like a book raffle or something like that, or an auction or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we'll definitely look into that.
I'm glad you could. That's my intent, Chad, is I paint enough of a picture to let you know what my vision is, but I leave it open to interpretation for you to paint your own picture. Yep, I am usually in the chats.
Yeah, Will's usually in there the whole time. And
wow.
Sorry if you already said that. John Joker left his mask off. Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh, did we get an actual John Joker face reveal? Oh my god. I gotta go over there and see if I can find the time. Wait. Oh, I'm on my own stream. I can't be doing that. I can't be
stream
doing
raid. Yeah, that's what I try to do is, like I said, paint enough of a picture to let you know what I'm envisioning, and then so you can paint your own picture.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way you tell your story, the way the story was written. I envisioned it the whole time I was reading it. And it was such a great feeling to get to read that. And
wow.
it happened.
Yeah. Thanks, Jen, for that tidbit of info there.
Wow. Okay. All right. But are there any more questions before we wrap this up?
Yes. Any more driving, burning things you need to
Are there any? Yeah. Is there anything y'all would like to discuss or talk with Will about before we call it a night? Because if not, we will go ahead and call it here soon. We appreciate your time on here, and
of course, absolutely,
guys. Again, you can go check out Will's book over at over at William H. Grimmsley on Facebook.
Yep.
He is also working on closer towards August. We're going to be working on our first series, and hopefully, yeah, I know.
He did indeed. I don't know if it was intentional, but it happened.
Oh, that's well. it's one of those things that we're working on many projects right now, and
thank you, Bob. We appreciate that.
yeah, we appreciate that, Bob. And guys, we do things like this because y'all are enjoying it.
Yes.
And the 16 likes tonight tell me that this was a great opportunity, and that's 16 people that think you're discussing this with you is a great idea.
Oh yeah.
But at this point in time, I think we're going to go ahead and call it a night here. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank y'all so much for watching.
Yes. Thank you.
You're good, Andy. 17 likes is that's a great night.
Indeed it is.
Ooh.
Especially when there's not a lot going on and you see our mugs up here.
Exactly. When the lady got thrown. Okay, when Chad says, yeah, man, when the lady got thrown against the wall, picture to ads, Oh, when the lady got thrown against the wall, we just see her being thrown against the wall by the force, and it was so good. And then the portal opened too. That was so good.
Thanks, Chad. I appreciate that.
But guys,
you all have a wonderful night as well.
Thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you all for your support. Again, you can check out the Keeper Chronicles and the Keeper's Gambit. Yeah, sorry, I'm so used to it. I gotta get out of that.
I have to stop myself now before I say it.
But y'all definitely go and check it out, and definitely go out and give some support to the Keeper's Gambit.
Yes.
You can find it at William H. Grimmsley, author.
Yep, that's the name of the page right now.
Yeah, on the Facebook page right now, because we're working on some new things. Ooh, 400 miles for work. Ew.
Ouch.
Ew. But you guys are wonderful. Y'all are so awesome. But thank y'all so much for being here tonight. It's 10 o'clock Eastern time. I got to get some sleep because I got another day of work. Again, one more time, Will, thank you for coming onto the channel to do this.
Thank you for having me.
I was so glad that we could have a Q&A session. I was so glad that we got some of the questions that were out there answered.
Oh, yes.
If y'all have any more questions, feel free to shoot a message to the channel. You can find us on Instagram. We'll be glad to get those questions to Will.
Yep.
William H. Grimmsley does have an Instagram as well. I'm sorry I don't have many links up tonight.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to get all that planned in such a short time.
Yeah, my Instagram is the same thing as William H. Grimmsley.
We were initially going to do a Q&A where y'all could be on the camera, but we had some technical difficulties tonight with Streamlabs. I don't know why, but we're going to try to figure that out so that in future Q&As y'all can actually come on camera and ask those questions in person. Thank y'all so much for watching.
Yes.
Check the links. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Y'all can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Discord, and TikTok. Also, you can follow Will on Facebook, Instagram.
That's
it. He only does 2 of them.
I don't do Twitter.
We need to get you a book TikTok.
No, I'm not doing TikTok either.
Yeah. Check out the links in the description for all of my wonderful friends and their awesome works, as well as links to our merch shop where you can snag some awesome KVG merch that helps support the channel. And some of that support will be going to help kind of keep this going for Will's book. Zalu, what's going on? Sorry you ended up
showed up at the tail end of it, but thank you for coming through.
And guys, again, if you want to go out and support, the link that's pinned at the top is a donation only PayPal account.
Yep.
That's all it's being used for is the donations. None of the money's going outside of it. It's 100% going to fund this book.
Yep.
So anyway, guys, thank y'all so much for watching. Much love, comrades, and das vidanya.